Blasty, you're almost back, right?
Unmute. Yes, I just unmuted. As I was saying, I just pulled in from Blaster. I'm going down the road to my house.
Okay. We'll wait for you since you give the intro.
Okay.
So take 5, everybody. Have a good time. Actually, I'm going to go fill up my water while I'm thinking about it, so I'll be back in a moment.
I'll just leave the stream going.
Yep.
Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome to the chaos, everybody. It's Christmas time.
Oh. And I can hear a Mary.
Can you hear a Sue, though?
Yeah, she feels left out.
Yep. Fluff nugget.
Door. I breached the door.
Woohoo! Excuse me.
Fuck just grabbing one can, I grabbed a whole box of sodas. Tea packer.
Alright. Close the door.
Okay, computer is booting up.
Woohoo!
Oh. Are you coming?
And back.
I just got in, my computer is booting. And Moxie's on her way.
Woohoo!
Oh, Moxie's actually going to be here?
Woo!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She just put in chat there.
Then, you know what? I think we can go ahead and begin.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do introductions, and when Moxie gets here, we'll get her introduction.
Yep.
Does that sound good?
Yep. Give me a few seconds here for my Discord to boot up.
Okay.
There we go.
Astrid, since this is your show, why don't you kick us in, and then I'll do my usual blurb spiel thing.
Okay, let me finish chewing a chip.
I am here. Huzzah! Huzzah!
Alright, so welcome to my stream. I'm so sorry for the delayed start. Just been waiting on a couple players. And I'll pass it over to Fiona.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome once again to the Heels of Giants, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign that has been running for a while now, and we're getting close towards the end. I am Fiona, also known as Vixvox 3, your hostess. My pronouns are she, her, and I will pass it back to Astrid.
My name is Astrid. I am the host of the stream. I play Saoirse. My pronouns are she, they. Her pronouns are she, her. Passing it off to whoever's next.
Hello, I'm Blasty. I play Vera B. My pronouns are he, they. Vera's are she, they. I'm also the guy who recaps things. Huzzah! I pass it off to Kobrak.
I'm Kubrick, he, him. I play Karanos resident punchy elfie boy, who also is he, him. And I give it to the Grump Grump.
I'm Grumpy. I play Bromgran the dwarf. Our pronouns are he, him. I'll pass it off to Sabbat.
Hello, I am Winters, and I play Sabbat, the face of the group. My pronouns are he, him. Hers are she, her. And I would pass it to Moxie if they were here.
Speaking of the devil!
Hello.
Hey, Moxie.
And just in time.
I passed the introduction to Moxie.
Hey, it's me. How you doing? Hi, I'm Moxie. She, her. I play Costella, the party rogue. Also, she, her. Kobrak. Okay, good. You're in the call, because for a second I was gonna call you out, then I'm like, oh no, I don't.
Call him out!
You know.
Call him out!
I was already here the whole time.
Okay, Sam.
You're good, Moxie. I just pulled in myself, so.
It's all good.
So smooth.
So go ahead and introduce yourself, Kubrick.
I did.
Yeah.
I passed it off the cup.
Jeez.
Oh boy,
Pay attention.
we're a stunning cast today. But
All right.
while we wait for everybody to get into roll 20, I'm gonna pass it back to Blasty for our usual recap. Blasty, take it away.
All right. On our last session, we traveled from the lab to Yanderhof to pick up some supplies before we decided to go diplomatically storm a castle. We arrived at the headquarters of one Lord Sabian. There, we split into two teams. One team went to rescue Mother Marussia, the hero teller and good friend of our rogue. There, we actually met somebody else. Somebody we were expecting to find somewhere else. We found our one friend. I'm sorry, I just blanked on their name.
Donovan?
No,
Copy.
Copy. There we go. Copy.
Copy
Very
that.
important.
We found a copy of copy.
Haha, funny. There, we also.
You wouldn't download a copy. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
would too, and I would totally download it.
Okay, anyway, getting back to the point. There, we also faced off against Angelita and the head vampire himself. In a stunning turn of events, our rogue had an ace up her sleeve, a wish from a genie that she had freed all those months ago, at the very beginning of our story. But using that, she led a backstabbing assault that gave us the upper hand against the vampire and what turns out to be a hag of a co-worker. We were able to put them down quite soundly. And now we stand in the throne room. The door is thrown asunder. In walks the queen, looking at us with our plunder.
Mm-hmm.
I pass it back to Fiona.
Indeed, because as it turns out, the queen had made an arrangement with Sabbat. Basically, since Lord Sabian, she trusted Dame Sabbat's judgment, and since it appeared that Lord Sabian was up to no good and was indeed working against the better interests of Corvosa, she offered her a deal. Get rid of him, and then speak to the lords in a trial, and you would be allowed to take over his lands as your own and become a noble of Corvosa, something that Sabbat has been wanting and itching for ever since she arrived. Ever since she arrived in Corvosa. But there is one problem. because of how things went against Lord Sabian, you haven't had the time to gather up all the clues that you need. And, unfortunately, the Queen has come with a group of nobles because she was planning on turning this into a commencement, a coronation ceremony, as well as a farewell to the traitor. However, the Queen has come up with a plan. She can stall the nobles and buy you some time. It's very likely that she can only spare a little bit of time, though. She suspects that the best she can do is giving you 4 hours. So, what she proposes is that you spend the next 4 hours gathering up what clues you can within the town, within the palace, so that you can prove that your slaying of Lord Sabian was justified. Because if you do not, then it's very likely that you'll be forced to flee. So,
And I have thoughts.
So, you are currently in Queen Cressida's Croft's presence, right here. And
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do we still have the records from the lab? Because that
Yes,
was
we do.
missing as well.
Yes.
You do. Any records that you've received before, you do have. But, so here's the Queen. And by the way, everybody gained a hero point.
Woo!
Yes.
And so the Queen looks towards your group and says, so, the best I believe I can do is to give you 4 hours to find what you can, and then we will speak in front of the assembled nobles outside in the courtyard. You will be tasked with defending yourselves and your decision, and I, as the Queen, will not be allowed to speak on this because of ancient Corvosan laws. My job is merely to be the arbiter, to keep things civil. Before I tell the nobles what is to happen, do you have any questions?
Well, let's just hope Sabian kept notes of his nefarious plans.
No, my queen. We do not have any questions. She looks at Moxie. I need you to talk to that woman and see if we can use her, A, as a witness, B, if there is a study in this place that we can break into if need be, that will have documents. She looks at Kyranos. I need you and Brom to go into town and ask the locals if they are aware of any of Lord Sabian's doings. Any information will be helpful. Vera B, you and Saoirse, I need you to question any staff that are in the place. Servants hear things.
Hey, that's to remain. Gotcha.
Got it.
Okay. So, just to help this out a little bit, the way we're going to do this is that we're going to break things up into hour-long turns. Everyone can team up, of course, but there are a few locations that I'm putting in the chat now. So there are 6 locations that each have important clues that you can find, and these are things that Sabbat would reasonably assume are places of interest based on her research in Lord Sabian over the past few game weeks. So you can divide this up however you wish. But real quick, before you go on, there is a special note. You have 4 hours, and again, every turn is 1 hour spent. There's a special rule, though. Sabbat, since you have the entourage ability and your entourage is in Corvosa, you know how to rub elbows and to get people quickly to help you out. So you can spend an hour for free, you don't have to make any rolls, to get an entourage to help you. What that would do is that gives you +2 to any search rolls, and it allows you 1 reroll during the challenge. Everyone else can do the same thing, but they have to make a society or diplomacy check at DC 25, and they will have to spend an hour to do so. So that's the special rule. You don't have to use that, but that's an option if you don't think you can do it on your own.
I'm going to use it.
I know you are, but I'm talking about the others.
Hmm.
So,
Can I give that to the other people?
Yes,
No.
you can spend an hour to give that to someone else as well, or instead.
Okay.
So if you want, you can basically facilitate giving people helpers as well.
Okay. So I want. So the change of plans. I would like Costella and Saoirse to take the library and the study.
Okay.
Vera B and I will take the garden and the bedroom.
All right.
And I want Hyranos and Brom to take the village and the graveyard.
Okay.
What about the prison?
Remember,
Oh shit, they're in the prison too.
Yeah.
I didn't see the prison.
There's prison and graveyard, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locations.
Shit, and there's 6 of us.
Could
Hyranos,
have.
take the prison, and
No.
Brom can go to the village.
No, I'm going to say this, Sealy, you don't need all of the information. Those are just options.
I'm letting the graveyard go.
Okay. So, go ahead and take a few moments to discuss what you want to do, and then we'll go to round 1 of this effort.
Is everyone okay with that layout?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I object
Yeah, I'm good.
because I can.
Moxie, are you good?
Yeah. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay. I don't want. I'm adverse to railroading the group, so that's why I'm asking. I'm trying to put people where I think that they would excel.
Costello though is just kind of like, just kind of laughing to herself the whole time. It's like, oh no, what would I ever do if I was seen as a criminal? I've never had that experience before. Oh no, terrible. Oh,
Vera just looks over
locking
her
me up
like,
in prison. Oh no, what would I ever do?
As she just teleports out.
She says as she's just like slowly like working through her lockpicks daintily.
So,
no.
while you're planning your move, the queen bows and says, I shall see you in 4 hours then. Much luck to you. Abadar and Asmodeus guide you. And with that, she takes her leave.
Okay, my back.
all right, Vera is going to make a beeline for that bedroom.
I hate
Okay.
that she does not give us the blessing of this now.
Vera looks over her shoulder. What do you think about me? Nobody wants the blessing of Kate and Kaylin, and yet they drink his beer.
Saoirse's just gonna silently go towards the study.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to first see where everybody's going in the first hour. So I'm going to start with Sabbat. What are you doing in the first hour?
I am going to be searching through the bedroom.
Okay. All right, and I'm just going to go down the line. Brom, where are you starting?
Crafters Guild.
Not the bedroom.
I'm going into the town, remember?
Okay, so you're going down to the village.
Yeah.
Okay. Costello.
I'll take the library.
Okay. So we have bedroom, we have village, we have library. Sabbat, where did you say you were going again?
Bedroom.
Okay.
The funny thing is, though, is there a smoldering hole in the bedroom now?
I mean, yes, actually. Okay.
Gather up the
And-
ashes, babe.
I need to gather up the ashes. Can I do that?
Yeah, we've already discussed that. You went ahead and did that.
Okay, so
So I'm going to go down the line, starting with Astrid. Where did you say you were going?
Study.
All right, we're going to study. Is anyone else going to the study with Astrid, with Mamu?
Saoirse.
With Saoirse. You know what? I'm going to change your name in Roll20. But
it is.
It is.
Anyway, so is anyone going to the study with Saoirse?
Yeah, I'll go with her. Just might as well double up for the first hour.
Wait a minute. Why do you have that? You know what I think it is? I think I see what it is. It looks like
Because on my page it says 118 H points. But this is telling
hold
me
on.
108.
I was looking at the wrong sheet then earlier. So let me look.
Damn it, PP.
Yeah, it says 118 on your page. Alright, so I'm gonna hide Mamu's old sheet since that is no longer relevant. So
Yeah.
let me do that. Give me a second because that was confusing me earlier. And that is not the song for this situation. We'll go with the village. Okay. So, so no one's going to the study with Saoirse, right?
No, Vera said that were.
Okay, Verity and Saoirse are going to the study. So, starting with that, when you get to the study, let me pull up my notes for the study. Here we are. The study is surprisingly while it is ostentatiously decorated with like paintings depicting Lord Sabian in heroic poses, either standing atop stone statues, doing the George Washington pose, like the crossing the river, or on a horse with a sword held high. Obviously, much more flattering than the actual person. But you see, besides the statues and the paintings, that it is simply a room with like a desk and a roll-top desk and several bookshelves that have various topics, mostly relating to history and the like. If you are searching this, I will need a perception check.
Nat 20, baby!
Yeah, 16, not bad.
Do I perceive the gods?
So, it takes you a large part of the hour, but you give the room a once-over, and at first it looks like that it's relatively clean. There's nothing odd or strange going on. However, you do find a false bottom in the desk that is activated by a switch that Vera B can reach because she is shorter, and Vera B can reach because of her short stature, that when activated opens up the false bottom. And inside the bottom you find letters addressed to Sabian, and I'm going to put this in the chat for you, but you find letters addressed to Sabian that appear to be missives asking from the Chilaxian court that Lord Sabian would be given a place of honor in Chilaxian society if he can bring Corvosa back to heel and beneath the thumb of Cheliax. There is no indication that you can find that Sabian had responded to said letters. So I'm putting that in the note there.
Okay, and I'm gonna copy and paste it in a little notepad.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, so, Sabbat, you said you were going to the bedroom?
See.
Is anyone going to the bedroom with Sabbat? Not Saoirse because you're busy.
No. And that probably wouldn't end well anyway.
It depends on
this
what you
bed
define
is so
well.
soft.
Well, I mean, it's a coffin, so no. But okay, so...
Pieces.
Destroyed coffin.
Yeah.
You're right. It's all right. Then it's broken marble, I guess. But okay. So all jokes aside, you go to the bedroom and let me. Here we go. Give me a perception check to see what you can find when you toss the room and search and survey.
Reroll.
Yep, using that free reroll
There
of
we
yours.
go.
Okay.
Almost
Well,
a nat 20.
Yep. So you do manage to find that the room seems almost immaculately clean. There are no journals, no letters, no decorations outside of the remains of the coffin. However, you do find something odd about the remains of the coffin, and that part of it appears to be a little bit higher than the rest. And you might be able to figure out some way to open it. This would be either a thievery check or a engineering lore check to basically figure out how to open it up.
I'm going to get Moxie.
So you can get Moxie or oh my god,
Moxie's the only one here.
Yeah, but Saoirse has engineering lore.
Yes, but Saoirse is doing other things, and I can't get Saoirse, remember?
Well, not right now, but remember you have a few extra hours. But okay. So.
Play by your rules.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so that's what you found in your first hour. You make it down to the village, and when you get down to the village, as discussed before, the village appears to be primarily populated by ghosts and undead. And it seems that the ghosts seem to almost recognize what happened to Lord Sabian, because they seem wary about you, but unwilling to act against you. It might be a little difficult to get them to open up. You can roll society or... actually, is anybody going to the village with Brom? This would either be Kyranos or Costella.
Go back.
Buddy.
Looks like Cobra dropped off.
What?
Were you going down to the village with Brom?
I was actually going to head to the garden if that hadn't been cleaned yet.
Okay, no, it has not. So we'll come back to you then. So Brom, you can either make a society or a social check to see if you can get the ghosts to open up, or you can, or if you want to just skip them and like look around, you can make a perception check to see what you can find.
I'll skip the ghosts.
Okay.
Just look at my sheet and figure out why. Zero on society.
All right. Let's see what you get.
Someone's a brick.
26.
Do you
Okay.
want to reroll? You got the hero points.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it once.
Well, before you do that, you rolled a 17. No, you didn't. You rolled a 9. No, that's fair. Okay, so 33. Okay, excellent. So, it takes you a large part of the hour, and at first you don't see anything strange about the town. It looks like just a normal town with farms and a tavern that's not used. Doesn't even have any beer in it because obviously everybody's a ghost or undead of some sort. But then an idea comes to you. And you go to one of the large buildings, a mill in fact, and when you check inside, you spot a false floor under the mill. And when you search it, you find that there is a basement that has loads and loads of poisons and explosives that were shipped in from Cheliax and Endoran.
Oh, fun.
Dangerous
Okay.
stuff.
So that's what you found. There may still be more in the village, but we'll figure that out if you want to keep searching or try something else in the next hour. Costella, what are you doing in the first hour?
I mean, I'm unlocking that box, ain't I?
You sure can. So you followed Sabbat to the towards the bedrooms, and when Sabbat points out the locked floor, you can make a thievery check to try to crack it open.
All right, let's fucking go.
Let's go!
Hell yeah!
bitches!
All right, and that is actually going to be a critical success. So,
Oh, yeah.
So you not only opened it, but you opened it in such a way that you bypassed the trap that you noticed well before it had any chance of springing on you. And it was a nasty trap too, like a very virulent poison. Basically a poison dart trap. It's up to, since you rolled as a critical success, you can keep the dart for yourself, or you can just break the trap.
I mean,
The dart is a throwable.
We'll keep the dart. You know, could come in useful. You know.
Fair enough. So you hold on to the dart, and when you open it up, you find several letters that you and Sabbat spend some time looking over, and the letters reveal correspondences between Lord Sabian and Jalwar, for the first time referenced by more than a name. And apparently Lord Sabian had made requests for stronger soldiers and tutelage in necromancy. Specifically, the letters express that Lord Sabian's knowledge of necromantic magic paled in comparison to Jalwar's, to the point that all the Dullahans and the zombie hulks and the giant skeletons that you've seen in and around town were shipped in by Jalwar rather than Lord Sabian. And
So that'd be why.
That's no bueno.
So we were overthinking how much power Sabian had.
Better to
Oh,
overthink.
Personal, yeah.
Alright, and finally, Kiranos, you are going to the gardens. So, when you get to the gardens, let me just scroll down to those notes for the garden. Here you are. So, the garden is a lush and actually well-maintained place. It's actually rather picturesque and beautiful, to be truth be told. It almost looks like it was... It almost looks like this is a place that was designed for passion and for the love of plants. And it almost makes you feel that, like, it gives you the feel of a elf. How well the elves of Kionin would care for a garden. But something seems odd. And you can either roll forest lore or perception to try to figure out what it is wrong.
Can I make a nature lore or nature check?
Yes, you may.
Perfect. Bah.
Okay, I'm assuming you're going to re-roll that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Bah.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
Okay, I'm gonna go once more.
Alright, go for it.
Fates have
With
deigned
vigor.
you to roll a 2.
Hey,
Okay,
double.
there we go.
Added them together.
You were rolling to add them together, that's what it was.
Okay. Wait, question. What's your just out of curiosity? What's your perception bonus?
13.
No, that's
Well,
nature bonus.
Hold on. Keep in mind that when you roll lore, the difficulty is lower. So
Okay,
sometimes
that's
it is
fair.
better to roll lore. But anyway, going back to you, Kiranos. It occurs to you that the plants don't come from anywhere near here. They seem to be... It seems that the local plants that you would see in Varisia are only on the outer parts of the garden, basically the parts that you see when you're walking through the pathways. Right behind them and hidden, usually with like small sticks to keep them from growing too high, seem to be foreign plants that were brought in. And you are almost certain that someone skilled in that they have a medicinal or perhaps an arcane purpose to them. But you also think that some of these plants also remind you of some of the military campaigns that the Kionin elves have gone under. you're going to need to take some time to like look at the samples and figure it out. But basically, what I'm saying is that someone skilled in medicine, arcana, or lore warfare would be able to like figure out what these plants mean exactly. But it seems that
Skilled
basically,
in warfare.
indeed. So it seems that Sabian was bringing in foreign plants for a purpose that you'll have to determine in your next hour. So,
Okie doke.
an hour has passed, and everyone has found most everyone has found some clues and some valuable information. So we're gonna go back to the top, and starting with you, Saoirse, where are you going?
Library.
Okay, so you and Vera are going to the library.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, the library is massive. It's one of those libraries with tall, like 12-foot tall bookshelves that have like the rolling ladders that you can slide across the room to reach the high points, and a floating astrolabe, basically like reading the star signs, floating in the middle of the room, clearly by magic. And the design on the ceiling is like an archway showing a map of Galarian, depicted with an ancient Renaissance era style. It's a gorgeous library, but it also means that it might be a bit difficult to find everything. What you can do is that's all good. You and Saoirse can make a perception check to see if you can find some clues here. You are going to be at a -2 because of the massive size of the library, unless you have spells or abilities that can help.
Actually, I was going to say, Vera, you go low, I go high, and spread my wings and flap.
Yeah, I was going to say, you take to the sky, I can go low, and
I'm sorry.
Using-
Spread your wings and what?
Flap them. What do you
Okay,
think I
because
said?
you cut off. You
Spread your
cut off.
wings
It
and
did not
fly
sound.
away.
It did not sound like flap. So it definitely started with an F.
I'm so sorry. It doesn't help that I'm stuffed up, so like my L's do not come out right.
I was going to say, yeah, I can activate my elemental form and increase my movement speed. So I can cover. I can basically increase my ability to travel and just perceive with air.
Okay.
So basically, both us using our elemental air abilities. Haha!
Okay, since you do have abilities that'll help you clear the room faster, I will reduce that down to a -1. So, who is going to? One of you take the lead, and the other will help the other. So, who wants to take the lead?
Well,
Basically, the higher perception bonus.
I just rolled, so
Okay, so then Blasty, go ahead and roll to assist. And it looks like we lost somebody. Up there you go. Oh. All right, so that's
maybe
going
we
to
should
be.
have swapped that.
It's totally fine. So, you do find something odd. The books appear to be dusty and unused and unlooked over. Not even thumbprints, basically, from somebody curiously looking for them, except for books relating to either military strategy, engineering journals, and maps.
Oh, hey!
I can handle the engineering.
Warfare is my thing.
And you can look over these. There's information that you could find if you study these books and use either society, lore, warfare, or engineering.
Oh, I'm going for the engineering ones.
Okay, well,
Warfare here.
We're going to hold off on that, and that'll be what you can do in the next hour.
Okay.
All right. Sabbat and Costello, where are you going next?
Hmm.
The library and the graveyard and the prison have yet to be touched.
Let's do the prison.
Sounds good to you, Costello?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you take what you found and you leave, and you make your ways down to the basement. Costello, because you've been here before and you know the secret entrances because of your earlier thieving, you are going to basically buy enough time that you have plenty of extra time to search, giving you and Sabbat +2 to your roles in the prison.
Okay.
The prisons, as mentioned before, has an arena at the arena near the secret entrance that you had found. The prisons themselves and the stairwell leading up towards the wine cellar. The wine cellar appears on a quick examination to just be a wine cellar with nothing special to it. But of course, a perception check may be able to determine more. So, additionally, you can also use thievery to find different secrets. One of you, you don't have to roll the same thing. One of you can take point, and the other one can assist. So basically, perception or thievery.
Okay.
What's your thievery?
20, baby.
Yeah.
20.
We'll do yours. My perception's a 15.
Okay, so Sabbat, go ahead and roll to see if you assist.
My perception is also 16, so both of my stats are better.
Okay, so that's a 28 for thievery, and roll your perception, 33. That's going to give a +2, turning it to 30, which is going to
Other way around.
What do you mean other way around?
No, I get a +2 to help as well.
Wait, who is rolling to help? Okay, so
I was rolling to help.
right, and that's why I gave a plus. Okay, so 35 to Casella. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Which in that case is going to turn into a critical success. So thank you for that. It takes you some time, but you discover two things. Casella, you in your search had found a hidden lock, and you determined that it's not trapped or anything. It was just hidden so that it's out of view from very common Varisian tactic of hiding things from inspectors by using loose bricks. And inside you find spell scrolls. And spell scrolls that have a lot of diagrams and puzzles that an occultist or an arcanist might be able to determine. Sabbat, though, you find that the only prison that wasn't marked with, Grandmother Marusia's cell is fairly nice. It's a comfortable cell that has a bed, has a dresser, bath, washroom. Basically, it's it's a one-room apartment. Every single other one, first of all, is lightly only has a cot and maybe a sink. But what stands out to you is that every single one of them has arcane runes drawn all across the floors, and it feels like what you're looking at is something fiendish about those runes. And there's also a smell of sulfur in each and every one of the rooms, except for Grandmother Marusia's. So, what you can do is, in your next hour, you and Costello can look over these documents with legal lore or religion, arcana or occultism, to basically determine what they mean.
I do believe I'll be using legal lore when it's my turn.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll come back to you. Brom, where are you headed?
Well, since I hadn't picked out a second target, I'm going to head back to the castle.
Okay. Is there a particular area that you want to help with?
The garden.
Okay. So you go to the garden and you meet up with Kiranos. And Kiranos, I'm assuming that you're looking over the plants and with warfare knowledge, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Brom, you can roll Gladiator Lore to assist.
Because he would be gladiator to help.
Okay, that's going to give a +2 to. That's going to give a +2 to Kiranos. So go ahead and roll your warfare.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, last hero point. Jeez.
Well, thankfully the +2 is going to give you what you needed. So, let me just go to the garden section because this is
days.
It's one of those days, baby. Okay, so looking over the plants, a couple things occur to you. These are plants that were used primarily because if they were boiled at a certain temperature, they release a noxious gas that basically spreads out across an area and puts people that breathe it in go into a hacking cough that basically like is violent enough that it effectively neutralizes them. Obviously, this does not affect the undead, and specifically, these were plants that Brum, you remember the Donovan family? Because back in Janderhof, you saw that the Donovan family were like bringing in like herbs and various poisons and things like that. Some of these plants are those plants that were grown for this purpose. So basically, it seems that Lord Sabian was hiding plants that could be used for biowarfare. And I will put that here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the second hour has passed. Everybody regain a hero point.
Hell yeah.
And
I'm
now
maxed out at hero point.
So it's now the third hour 3. Things are getting tense. The nobles are gathered up, and you can see that they are waiting at the waiting for the everything to be said and done, put to the test. You're running out of time to find clues. So, hour 3. What are you doing now? We're gonna start with Saoirse and Vera B at the top.
Mhm. I was.
We're rolling our
Mhm.
we're rolling our lores.
Go for it.
I am re-rolling that. That's better.
Okay, and let me see here. So it seems that the books that were read the most seem to be either written by or written about assaults on Corvosa, and the engineering guides appear to be about like aren't like fictional books or non-fiction books that would be sold in stores. They seem to be first-hand accounts written up by the men and women who designed Corvosa's cityscape and systems, with the most dog-eared pages being the sewer systems. And when you look over them, you discover that the sewer systems seem to point to ways that things could get into the city through the sewers by way of the sea. Which, if you recall, when you first came to Corvosa, you discovered that sea devils had come into the city via the sewerways.
Which we kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
This is true.
Which we kind of inadvertently have foiled that angle already.
Only one tunnel out of the whole system.
But still, one less tunnel they have.
Mm-hmm.
But so long as
All
we
right.
know that, we can prepare for it next time.
Okay. So, Sabbat and Costella, what are you doing? And remember, Costella, if since this is not your exactly subject there, you can leave and pursue other leads.
I'll probably do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm doing the whole legal lore thing.
All right, so you go ahead and do a legal lore, and I'll come back to you, Costella, when after I see what Grumpy and.
Hot damn.
That
All right.
natural 20.
Okay. Oh, you are not gonna. I'm so glad that you were the one that discovered this. So I'm gonna read this first, and I'll put it in the chat. The rituals and runes and sigils seem to be ones that are used in fiendish faiths. However, it is not of Asmodeus faith at all. Not even the fake Asmodeus from Sheliax. Specifically, these are ones by Zura, the demonic vampire queen, lord of cannibalism and vampires, as well as Zolvaron, the demon lord of gluttony.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy, was a bad boy. Oh,
What a
that
naughty
is
little,
that
naughty
is a
little gripey
very
boy, wasn't he?
That's a taboo
No,
of taboos.
no. See, here's the thing. Corvosa is very much primarily an Asmodeus aligned city.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm understanding this correctly, Fabian was not only treasonous to the crown, he was treasonous to his oaths, to Asmodeus.
Mm-hmm. That
because
is
of his
correct.
Oh, that
That's
alone.
That's why I'm so glad that you were the one that found this.
Oh, that alone warranted a death sentence.
Alright, so now back to Brom and to Kiranos. What are you doing?
Kiranos, what's next? Where do we need to go now?
Graveyard.
Can I find like a pot, and in that hour, like sort of like dig up one of these plants that is used, and just one.
You know what? I mean, I can count that as something you did within the hour, so sure. You get a pot and you dig up one of the plants. And since you have a whole hour, I'm not going to have you roll for it because that's plenty of time to do it right. So, sure. You collect the plant and a pot.
There we go. This should aid our cause. Evidence.
So is there anything else you guys are going to look for? Do you want to look for more stuff here, or do you want to go to one of the other areas to take a look?
Mm-hmm.
What areas do we have left?
The graveyard is untouched.
Okay.
The graveyard is untouched, and there may be clues remaining in the other areas.
But the graveyard's scary.
I grew up next to one.
I'll go to the graveyard.
Yeah, I'll go with him to the graveyard.
Don't sound so happy. But okay, so
I guess I'll go to the graveyard. Mom.
I guess. All right, so you go to the graveyard. You go to the graveyard, and the graveyard appears to be very typical of Asmodean principles. Stone tombs for the rich and the important, small headstones for the common, and iron wrought gates made with cold iron to prevent like fae or creatures from messing with the bodies. But you're fairly certain there must be something here. You could either just do a search of the tombs, or if you're willing to put in some work, you can grab up some shovels and like do some digging. What will you do?
I'm looking for any tomb that seems to have traffic to and from it. High traffic.
Your passive perception is actually enough that you spot it right away. I'm glad that you were the one that found it because your perception is way too high for this. But yeah, you find a few tombs that, or you find one tomb that seems to have high traffic to it, which is unmarked. Like it seems that the labeling on it has been worn away with age, or perhaps scraped. But you also see that a lot of the common tombs, the common headstones, have traffic leading to and from.
Okay.
So since you got that automatically, you still have time to do something else if you wish.
I want to open up the tomb that first brought my attention to it.
Okay. So that will be an athletics check. And I'm assuming Kiranos is going to help.
Yes, he shall.
You are going to get a +2 because I'm assuming you're using the tool, so you'll get a +2 for tool use.
Have you ever considered grave robbing with an elf? What about with a friend?
Oh, shut up.
everybody get a hero point. That was funny.
Well, I was going
Yeah,
to use a hero
I'm
point
at
to
max,
re-roll.
though.
So.
I'm at max.
All right, well
We
then
get
I
4?
guess no.
Sucks to be you then.
sucks to suck.
I used 1 and I got 1 back. How's that even fair?
I used
This is
that
me
hero point you
shrugging
just gave me.
to the sky. Okay. All right, so that's going to be a 22, and Kiranos, go ahead and roll athletics to help. Well, 24
Alright.
because you do have the tool use bonus. 32. All right. That's going to be enough. You find when you open up the tomb that it is not even like a proper tomb. It seems that it was just sealed up in a haste relatively recently. And you can tell that because a bunch of bodies were basically just thrown in and practically spill out. I'm almost on top of you, but you're able to dodge out of the way. And it seems that all of the bodies appear to be Corvosans in various states of decay. You may be able to glean more information if you can look over them, perhaps with medicine, religion, or occult. Alright, and finally, Costella, where are you headed?
Oh gosh. Well, you found stuff there. I'm just trying to. What are places that still have clues to be found?
Let me see. Obviously the graveyard.
Mhm.
Let me see. The prison has been taken care of, so that's done. The gardens actually have something that you are best fit to find.
Okay.
The study is done. The village has stuff that you can find.
Let's do the garden then.
Okay. So, you head to the gardens, and since Keranos and Brom had already looked over and dug up some of the plants, you are able to find them without needing to make a perception roll. And what you find is that the plants seem to be ones that you remember the Donovan family having been caught dealing in Corvosa before Varisia, before the Scarlet Queen had basically started started an assault against the Varisians within the city before Queen Croft came into power. And what you might be able to glean some information with Lore Circus.
All right.
Roll it, baby!
Let's do it up. I'll take that.
That's actually
Not
enough. So, you recall that these plants were used. I mean, obviously there are other ingredients that would need to be used, but you take a little bit of time to think about it, and you recall that that manticore blood, or harpy blood, or cloud giant blood, very important, could be used to make small, mixed in with the ground remains of these plants, to make teleportation, like consumable runes. Basically, like teleportation runes that don't require a high-level mage to create.
Okay.
Which, for the most part, circus folk use it to do parlor tricks, basically to impress the people that don't know better. But given how much of it was grown here, Lord Sabian was planning to transport a lot of people very quickly, and it occurs to you that he could have used this to transport an army right to Corvosa.
Oof.
Gorcha.
Additionally, and here's the another part. These plants were brought in from the Mwangi Expanse and Nymeria, neither of which are on good terms with Corvosa. Basically,
Thousand everywhere.
Yeah, Nymeria basically because the Technic League was basically creating like laser guns and like firearms and like distributing them to Cheliax. And the Mwangi Expanse mainly because actually the Mwangi Expanse didn't have any dealings with with Cheliax or Corvosa, but Numeria is basically, and Numerian guns are outlawed in Corvosa. So it seems that Sabian was putting his fingers in a lot of pies that Corvosa would know no to.
Yeah.
Alright, final hour. The Queen sends a runner towards your groups and warn you that the trial will be started at the top of the hour, and whatever preparations you need to do have to be done soon. So, starting with Astrid, starting with Saoirse and Vera, where are you headed? Or do you think you're prepped and fine and you want to spend the time to rest up?
Quick question: is there anything left to find in the library?
Let me look. In the library. Here we go. You found that. There is something you could find with a society check.
Okay. I'm gonna roll society then. And
Alright.
I'll do this.
Continue searching the library.
Okay.
And I roll to assist.
Alright, that's going to be a +1 for 30, which will be enough. So,
Hell yeah.
you look over the names of the authors of these books, and you find that the ones that are specifically about like engineering were not written by Corvosans proper. They're instead basically written by by exiles from the Scarlet Queen. And it seems that the specific texts were basically written by people that wanted to spread information on how to bring Corvosa down.
Fun.
Okay, so that's what you're doing?
Yep.
Sabbat, do you wish to do anything else, or look into anything else, or do you want to rest? If you rest, you can... since you're at full hero points, you can guarantee a reroll during the upcoming trial, if you rest. Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
I have 3 hero points. How do I... You said I would get, like, effectively a 4th one for free?
Well, effectively, but basically your next roll you would get a free reroll if you decide to just rest. But,
I'm going to rest... No, I'm not. I'm going to use legal lore, and I'm going to build my case.
Oh, excellent. So you can do that, and that will give you a... Well, depending on your roll, you get a bonus to your case rolls.
Yeah, I'm going to use that free reroll.
Go for it.
Alright. No.
Well, thankfully, that's going to be enough to get you a +1. Because you needed a 25.
Okay.
Alright, so you spend the rest of the hour building your case. Brahm and Kiranos, what are you doing for your final hour?
Inspecting some of the bodies to see if they are Corvosan nobility.
Okay. Yes, that would be medicine or society or what were the other ones I said? Or occult or religion.
I will help with religion.
Okay. Make your rolls.
God damn it!
I'm assuming. You know what? Okay.
Reroll now.
I'm assuming you're both going to reroll those.
There we go.
Yeah.
Complete other direction.
Okay, so we got 33 and helped with an 18. Okay, good.
Alright, so that's going to put it up to that. Okay, so that's going to be a success. You find something disturbing about it. It seems that the bodies appear to be nobles and big names that you've known and met, or rather the Sabbat would have known or met. Some that you have seen at the party celebrating the Sabbat becoming a dame, including most distressingly, the most recent body, which is of Angelita Servacio. Basically, she was killed and replaced by the hag.
That we need that.
Good thing
Is there any sort of like identification on her? Like something that
Yes.
people would know is hers?
Yes, actually, she has a signet ring on her hand. So, you can take that with you.
Sure.
Alright, and Casella, what are you going to be doing for the final hour? If you wish to rest, you can regain a hero point.
I'm already full up on hero points because I haven't needed to use them.
Okay.
Much like the rest of
Humble
us.
brag.
Yeah, it's a hard decision because like I don't think there's anywhere I can really help.
Let me see. Actually, you went to the garden and you found out about the plants. There is info that you could find in the village.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, you can either go for lore circus or a society or social check, your choice. They have different info.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm gonna be the only one that can do the lore circus, so we'll do that.
Okay, make that roll.
Make that roll.
That's excellent. So, when you go there, some of the ghosts seem to brighten up and see you, and some come out of their homes to look at you, and you recognize that they are Varisians like yourself, unlike all the ones that are outside who appear to be Corvosans. And it takes you a while to open up and talk with them, and you discover two facts. For one, ghosts that were either Varisians or brought in from other lands and places, including Shawanti ghosts, were kept indoors and out of sight, and Varisians were kept up top. Apparently, Lord Sabian has been collecting his victims for a while and turning them into ghosts to serve and perform menial labor. And once he was killed, his mental control over the ghosts also broke. In addition, and here's the important part, the ghosts remember that Lord Sabian had invited Grandmother Maruzia and the other Varisians, but they didn't know that it was Lord Sabian inviting, because why would they go to the butcher's house, right? Apparently, charms and illusion magic were used to hide his presence and make him appear to be the queen. So, effectively, basically celebrating the death of the butcher.
I see.
Exactly. So Lord Sabian basically was angry that the Queen Croft ordered that the attacks in the Varisians ended. So he used the hag's help to basically bring them in so that he could force them into servitude and to capture Grandmother Maruzia, because he was actually hoping that Copy would be among them. But he wasn't.
I see.
So,
fascinating.
And because this was a major thing that I wanted you to find, you can get a hero point.
Oh, awesome.
Alright. So, everybody, if you are below 3 hero points, gain a hero point. And once the hour comes, the queen summons you back to the courtyard in front of the palace in order to stand trial.
Why not inside the palace with her sitting on the throne?
We kind of blew up the throne.
Well,
that's right.
Not just that, but Corvosans have very strict rules, and if she sits in a lower noble's throne, that's a slight on her. And on top of that, since this is a matter of determining who owns the palace, or who stands to
inherit,
this is still Lord Sabian's land, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a respect for the position thing more than anything else.
Exactly.
Okey-dokey.
So, The queen welcomes you and your group to the palace, and there is a certain tension in the air as angry nobles sit in chairs provided by undead servants with stony faces. Some of them stonier than the others, very likely because they were either allied with or they stand against the queen, or perhaps they hope to gain more from the young warrior queen. And the queen, of course, is in their lead, and she bows and announces, "Welcome, one and all. I would like to thank each and every one of you here. We stand here to determine what happened here this day that caused the death of Lord Sabian, and to see if it is a justified slaying. I will ask the assembled nobles to present questions to these heroes, who I remind you have assisted Corvosa," and a noble stands up and says, "Enough with the grandstanding, enough with the buttering up. If they slew one of ours and they are not nobles, then they have to face punishment. It doesn't matter what they have done. According to Tasmanian law..."
I want to make sure I heard him correctly. You can continue, but I want to make sure I heard him correctly. He said they're not a noble, right?
Yes.
Objection!
Rule number one!
Yeah, but then... he says, "So enough with the buttering up. Let them speak their case. We will ask you questions. To start with, what prompted you to even come here to slay a noble of Corvosa?"
Sabbat looks at this person, this puffed up peacock, and looks at him rather confused. "My lord, to whom are you referring to?"
With regards to
"Not a noble."
the lot of you. None of your nobles recognized by the family.
She summons up a contract that was, done by the queen. "I'm sorry, my lord, but you are mistaken. I am a newly christened dame of the realm."
Huh. Interesting. Queen Croft, are you giving noble titles to your hired assassins and thugs now? Answer that. Were you given a noble title just so that she could justify a slaying of a noble? And this is the first challenge. She's I'm going to let you roleplay, but then I'll tell you what to roll.
No. I was tasked by our queen to investigate allegations that Lord Sabian was not only acting against the crown, but acting against Asmodeus's will. And I will be presenting my case.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check for make an impression, unless you have an ability that can make an impression using another skill. I know you have a couple.
I have a few.
All right.
I have many skills.
Yep. So you can make a society check and see what you got.
Also, does this play into it?
Does what play? Hobnobber. Not in this case, because gathering information is something else. But you can make a society check. And will anybody be assisting?
Or do they need to?
I mean, I'm gonna roll with you. That's a crit success, so that's fine.
Heavens.
I'm just gonna have it that Saoirse hands the documents to Sabbat that she found.
Vera has also...
Oh yeah, that's what she was building her case on in the final hour, was everyone brought her her stuff. Or brought her their stuff, and that's what she was building her case with.
Okay, so that's going to be so basically what that means is that you're going to start off neutral rather than hated by the assemblage. Well, so basically, you don't take a penalty to your social roles. So
Mhm.
the way this is going to work is that I'm going to ask the nobles are going to ask your party, each of you, one question or about to answer for yourself. You can tag someone in to offer help, but you will have to make a roll. It's up to you what you roll or what you do to defend yourself. Okay.
Oh boy.
Obviously, Sabbat, since Sabbat is a noble, Sabbat can always provide assistance, offering a +1 without needing to roll, or a +2 if she rolls a successful check. So, starting down the line, we're going to start with Kiranos. You there, elf, says one of the nobles.
Oh God.
Oh,
What even
no.
brings
So-
you here?
Oh
go ahead.
no.
I was gonna say, Kiranos, just to remind you, you have two options for right now. You have their plant, and you have the ring. Those
I
are two
roll to
major points.
attack. Not even close. Nothing missed.
So,
That is
one of
not
the
an
noble-
option.
hold on. So one of the
It's
nobles.
always an option.
I mean, it's always an option. It's not necessarily the right one, but
Exactly. It's not
But also-
necessarily a good one.
all jokes aside, so the noble looks to you and says, "You there, elf. I can tell from your bearing that you don't come from around here, and yet you stand amongst these noble slayers. So I believe I can get an unbiased opinion. What justification could they have possibly had for anything for slaying Lord Sabian? What has he possibly done? And what do you stand to gain? What do you do?"
It is true I am not from these shores. I came to this realm for different purposes. However, as a disciple of both deities of Kedifis and Callistra, I cannot turn a blind eye to injustices such as Lord Sabine has created.
Just.
In our findings, I have found two very important details that would help to prove the necessary slaying of such a threat to the innocent. I present both the plant and the ring.
And what do these show? And then the noble looks at the ring and immediately pauses. This is a noble ring. This is a ring of the Cavasio family.
Indeed.
What do you? Mhm.
And one of the many bodies found in the tombs of his graveyard. You can send your guards to check that there is a veritable mass grave within the tombs that this supposed lord held realm over.
Okay. And what would you like to roll for this? You can roll, like, obvious would be society or diplomacy. I don't see how your lores would help, but since you're presenting a plant, I will let you roll your lore nature.
Yeah, if you go on to explain what the
Yeah,
power of the plant is.
sure. I will go on to explain the plant. I assume I have a name of the plant, and I can explain what exactly it is used for and point out the places within the garden that it was said to be hidden behind.
Yep, and the guards was sent out to go investigate that, and you can make your roll. Okay, no need for help from anybody else. That is a critical success. So you make your case. The guards are sent out to investigate, and they determine that you are being truthful. And there seems to be some of the crowd looking upon your group with a little more approval. But the trial is still not yet over, as another noble looks towards Costella. "And you there, Varisian." Of course the Varisian would be involved in slaying him because of the unfortunate circumstances in the times of the Scarlet Queen. tell me why we should believe that this wasn't just a long due revenge for something that Lord Sabian has stopped doing. What do you do?
How the fuck do I present the ghost evidence?
Call a ghost as a witness.
Ghosts are literally the ghosts are there. They can see them. They are not susceptible to.
They're hidden out of view, but you can simply call one over to you and have them plead their case.
This fucking woman just standing there resenting every single goddamn noble in the crowd and just fucking like alright.
I'm about to ruin your career.
God just turns to the camera about to end this man's whole career. I'm not a rapper.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, she's gonna call over the ghost.
And what do you say?
Well, if you believe that Lord Sabian has stopped this, then let us have a first-hand witness to the tragedy that has befallen our people.
Okay. And the ghost is obviously very afraid because the ghost has the same opinions of nobles that you do.
Yeah.
You can try to do diplomacy or lore circus to try to coax them without drawing the ire of the crowd to tell the full story.
Let's do diplomacy because it's slightly better. I have a better feeling about it.
Go for it. 26. Excellent. So, with a little bit of coaxing, and you do manage to keep it on the down low so that it's not obvious that you're coaxing, you get the ghost to share horrible, horrible stories of what Lord Sabian has done. And when the question of how long ago it was, when the answer is 6 months, people are shocked. And guards are sent out to investigate the town, and they report back with signs that this has indeed happened. And this upsets the assemblage very, very much. So, I will mark another success. Brom!
I was very tempted to have the other thing just be fucking Costell just pulls out Desna's knight and goes like, this is literally all the proof that you need. I am chosen from Desna. Shut up.
Honestly, that would have worked too. Potentially worked.
Yeah.
But that's... So, Brom, another noble looks and says, Dwarf, you're from Yanderhof, surely. Why would you risk the peace and sanctity of our alliance with that city by assisting in slaying? I don't see any benefit to this. Why would a dwarf...
is just rubbing her temples by this point.
Why would a dwarf do this? Why would Sabbat risk the peace that we have with Janderhof to do these horrible things? What do you say?
I pick up my giant axe and drop it flat on the floor. Injustice is injustice no matter where it is done. No matter who does it. I saw injustice. I replied. And I did not kill Sabian. A shaft of wood killed Sabian. My weapon is right here on the ground.
Okay, now I do. What? I like.
What is your family
Dwarf
name?
interpretation of law is so good.
Yeah,
My dad!
Dwarf.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
pure dwarf.
This is absolutely pure dwarf. All
What
right, so
is your name?
Dwarves don't kill people, their weapons do.
Valen. My name is Valen. Says the noble.
Well, I will make sure that the crafting guild of the dwarves knows your name.
Oh,
God.
oh.
Oh!
Okay. You know what? I'm. Would you like to roll intimidation?
Please.
Please.
Holy shit! Okay,
Okay.
that's 26. So
You
that's
didn't
gonna
add
work.
rage. You didn't add raging intimidation to my sheet, by the way.
I thought I did. Okay, I'll add that.
It's not.
Um,
It's not in there under a rollable skill.
Oh. It would probably be under your feats then.
Yeah. While you were
It could be under your class feats and abilities.
yeah. Give me a second. I'll add that to your sheet real quick. But I mean, you're not raging, so right now that's not really relevant. But that's good.
I don't know.
I got raging thrower. Yeah,
That?
there it is. Raging intimidation. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So raging intimidation is there?
It's under the feats. It was supposed to be intimidating glare as a skill.
Oh, okay. Well, intimidating glare is actually there in your feats as well. So yeah, demoralize is just rolling your intimidation.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. All right, but in either case, so you rolled a 26, so that is going to be enough for a success. Once at first, there's a lot of anger because it's like you can see that the noble is fuming, about ready to spout off about how your sense of justice is not relevant here because this is Corvosa, not Janderhoff. But then when you bring in the crafting guilds, who are allied with the city, and it would be very, very bad form for them. He backs off, and you can. It's not loud enough that you can hear, but you can hear him mouthing to the nobles next to him, like, "Maybe we should chill out, guys."
These people are connected.
All right, so I'm gonna skip Sabbat since obviously you're gonna have to be the last one. Vera.
Oh yeah, I have no problem being last. I have I want everyone here to have their moment in the sun.
Exactly.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Something
What's up?
that got brought up. Do Brom or Kiernos notice any of the nobles that are there matching any of the bodies they saw?
Oh shit.
You know, that's a good point. Give me a perception check. Well, either of you.
Sure.
I did ask that in the chat.
No,
That's
okay.
why I'm bringing it up. Yeah, I'm bringing it up because I wanted to make sure.
Okay, Kira knows. Brom doesn't because obviously you were busy paying attention to your point. But Kiranos does notice that 3 of the nobles in the crowd are ones that were dead. And so
They got better.
So what are you going to do about that? Do you go ahead?
I was going to say, do you relay that to Vera or anybody else?
Ooh.
Yeah, Vera is the medic, so do you verify that to Vera?
Sure.
Okay. So what do you say? You just point them out, or?
I will lean over to Vera, like, nonchalantly, and whisper out, "There are 3 bodies in that graveyard, and those same 3 bodies are in this room."
Show me. Point them.
Don't make too big of a show right now. But
if you're going to make a show,
he
then
just
why
says,
not now in front of everybody?
So
he's going to describe the 3 instead of point at them. Like,
right. Vera
red,
sees the 3
red
and
tunic, second level.
Front row, third to the left.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of them, a human, a balding human with like a haircut in the tonsure, basically bald spot and the circle around, the monk hair.
He's bald, evil.
No, he has to have a goatee to be evil.
Exactly, the Vatican monk hair, basically, like in the movies, like Robin Hood. Friar Tuck. The Friar Tuck hair. One of the nobles with that hairstyle stands up and slams a foot down and says, "Why are we even negotiating with them? We have a certainly that one pushing Sabbat may have a reason, may have an excuse being a noble. The others do not. They should be punished. They should all be taken, slain, and left up as a warning to all others." And look,
Vera holds up Vera holds thing
Sabbat,
fireball.
Sabbat calms her troop down. Like, no, let them speak.
well, hold on. What were you going to say, Vera?
Vera holds up her finger, a light at the tip of it. An interesting comment from one whose body was just found in the graveyard. Along Lord Stabian, we fought a noble, one Angelite, whose body we found in the graveyard, her signet ring upon its finger still. Hag took her place in the courts and made movements. We have records of him being sent messages from Chilaxia, offering him court placement for deeds done. We don't have correspondence of him sending him back, but seeing that we have 3 people standing before us whose corpses were in the graveyard, I have questions for you.
And immediately there's like conversation among the others, and the noble stands up. Everyone, this is clearly a gambit. Clearly they planted a body and used magic. You see the magic on her finger. Clearly this is just a trick.
Okay, wait.
What do you do?
Saoirse.
Hold on, this is Vera's mom. Well, go ahead, what were you going to say?
Saoirse's going to cut her palm.
Vera catches it in a vial.
Toss it.
Certainly. Vera just does a quick flick of her hand, sending out 3 little bits of blood flying at the 3 nobles in question.
Okay. And go ahead. So what precisely are you trying to do?
Holy blood.
We're just marking them with the holy blood here.
And
this is a sample of Aasimar blood. If we speak true, and they are not who they say they are, this blood shall reveal that. And she flicks.
Okay. Make a roll to see if you can land it on them. Because they are, of course, raising their arms trying to block it.
Well, even if they're going to block it, it's still going to hit them.
Well, it might hit their clothes.
yeah, that's true. All right.
True. All right. What shall I roll?
If you're making a flick, I'm going to assume, is this a magical flick? Like, are you using magic to do this, or are you just tossing it?
You know what? I'm going to treat it as if I use my elemental toss magic.
I'll allow it. Go for it.
Because that's just a fling, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll allow it. Let me see. 29. A 29 will miss 2 of them, but it does hit the 3rd. And once the blessed blood strikes true, the glass shatters, and there's like shouts and shouts and calls for immediate execution among the crowd. But then one of the nobles looks down and screams and shouts, "Doppelganger! Doppelganger!" And the noble stands up and hisses and tries to escape, only to be shut down by some of the guards.
Mama, just shoot.
Okay, sure. You draw your gun and go ahead.
Can Karanos dart to one of the other ones that blocked?
You may, and you land a shot, hitting the doppelganger in the knee, making him spill over so the guards can catch him and bring him in for questioning. And Keranos, you can make an athletics check to try to catch another one. Okay.
Reroll.
Yep, go for it. That will do it. So you grab hold of the noble and you pin him down long enough so that the blood can be tested on him, and he turns into a doppelganger as well. And the third one will attempt to run. So I'm assuming who wants to try to grab the last one?
How close is he to me?
A short distance away. Like we're not measuring distance right now.
I think I can do it.
Oh yes, please, just shadow step.
Yeah.
Yes,
Poke.
shadow.
Oh,
step
that's
is gonna
true.
happen.
All right, so describe what this looks like.
So it's slightly different for everyone. Because she disappears when with the literal blink of an eye. It's for when their eye is closed for even a moment. She is there. So for everyone, it's like she appears slightly out of sync until it all just reality just kind of returns to okay, this is the point of where she's supposed to be there. And
cool.
also it smells a little bit of peppermint thanks to the
Hell
gin.
yeah.
And you just see Costello just kind of walking up, kind of like if underneath the ground was stairs.
Oh,
Okay, and once you do, since you do have the shadow step surprise, I'm going to say you're going to get a +2 to your athletics check to grab them.
All right. 3.
Well, hold on, that was a 3.
Yeah, my athletics is 20.
Alright, this is where I just go outside and think about a boat because I'm so mad. But all jokes aside, that's going to be a 25 with the bonus, which is exactly what you needed.
Okay. Sick.
So you could only fail that on a nat 1.
Yes.
Anywho,
Lord.
so oh wow,
Rogues are busted in Pathfinder 2, and I love it.
yeah.
I've never played a busted character before.
So what happens is that after you shadow step, you grab hold of the last noble, and you just throw him down, and because you're just so strong and so built for this, you just pin them down in place long enough for a noble to gather a guard to test the blood and splash in their face, and they turn into a doppelganger as well. And the guards take the doppelgangers away to be questioned, and knowing Corvosa, most likely dealt with. And with that, you're stepping away, Sabbat?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes,
And once that's done, that's going to be another success, and a major one. And the queen is looking very pleased with how this is going, because she hasn't had to say a single thing to help you. But
Vera
one of the nobles
raises her hands and says, "I am sorry for the mess. It would just seem the most expedient way to deal with that. I apologize for the mess."
And so the nobles say, very well. We can see that Lord Sabian has done terrible things that is against Abadar.
From Corvosa for helping the Scarlet Queen. And then she passes them
Yeah.
And some of the crowd and the assembled nobles recognize the names and confirm your suspicions. And eventually, by the time it gets to the last person, it is confirmed that you are 100% correct. And that this is indeed that indeed Lord Sabian got what was coming.
Yes. Do I need to add anything else to this other than
there is actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you first.
She drops a stack And I mean basically multiple leather-bound folders. Because she put this together. Thump! Thump! Onto a table. Thump! Thump! All the collected documents. All the correspondence. All the insights and research that he had done. Every ounce of it. Cataloged. Sorted. Notated. All of it. Onto a table. And pass it with her hand. Because I can speak if it pleases the court.
And when there is silence for a little bit too long, the queen says, "Yes, please, speak."
Bow wow.
By the way, everybody gain a hero point for that last interaction with the doppelgangers.
Hell yeah.
Bow wow.
Gee, it'd be nice if I could take more.
I know.
That would be super swell.
Ironically, I love how Saoirse has basically become the I'm tired of these motherfucking doppelgangers.
In this motherfucking world.
So what you're saying is she's turning into Samuel L. Jackson.
Pretty much.
But go ahead, Sabbat. As you pass out the papers, what else do you do?
Oh, she's not passing it out.
Oh, okay.
She starts with one and just flips it open. Detailed in this document is his contacting with Jarwal concerning infiltration through the city sewers. Something that Her Majesty is painfully aware of, that me and my troop, were able to deal with rather pointedly during the siege. Also, she flips through, dealing with, I can't remember the vampire god character. I can't remember the name.
You mentioned I can.
Yeah. She mentioned, she rattles off how he conspired with not only that one, but the demon lord of gluttony. Demon. And she emphasizes demon because demons are different than devils.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. Because they are agents of chaos, not law. And an antithesis to Asmodeus and his rule of law. She flips through more. I can go on. But as my compatriots stated, Lord Sabian, the late and unlamented Lord Sabian, was passionate in his conspiracy against the crown, and against Asmodeus, and against, what's the other one? The one that's
Abaddon.
over the city. And against Abaddon. My only regret is that he did not live to see his many dealings come to light. I am the one that laid the killing blow to Lord Sabian. And by rights of Corvosa, because of my dealing with his treachery, I am laying claim to his lands, his titles, his contracts. And I dare anyone here, with Her Grace's permission, to defy me.
Okay. So now, to seal the deal, and to do the queen, this part of the queen's job for her, you may roll either society or legal lore. But before you roll, Because of the success of the rest of the party, you're going to get +5 to your roll. +1 for every success the party has earned to help you.
So it's society or what?
Legal lore.
I
Well,
feel
they're
like
the
it should
same
be
unit.
+6 because of the doppelgangers.
It's +5. Nice try.
Drat. We tried.
So that is going to be 40, which is a critical success.
Hell
court?
yeah.
Discusses it, and they are quiet, and the queen can hear what they're saying, and she's doing her level best to not give anything away, but she has always been a warrior queen first and a statesman second, so there are moments when she is smiling. And once the discussion is at end, they whisper to the queen, and the queen claps her hands and says, "And that concludes this, our court for the day. But to announce the results, the court has determined that the slaying, first point, the slaying of Lord Sabian is justified and legal, and all charges of nobleside against the group, against you and yours, is expunged. To the second point, that Dame Sabbat's title is legal and accepted by the court, and you are welcome to stand amongst the nobility of Corvosa. And to the third point, the palace behind you and all lands attached to it, the farmlands, the nobility, all of that is yours as well. And I personally would add another favor. In the interest of the Queen and the good people of Corvosa and my allies, and she looks to Costella specifically, and my allies among the Varisians, I would like to offer to assist the new lady of this land to populate the village with willing living servants, and to bring a priest here to have the ghosts sent along on their way so that they may enjoy their final rest. And
Vera, look,
any Varisian bodies that we find will be handed over to a family of Costella's choosing to be handled in the ways that the Varisians would prefer. If the dame would allow.
Sabbat would nod her head.
Very well. Then as of today, Dame Sabbat is now Lady Sabbat, a noble of Corvosa, and the inheritor and rightful lord of these lands. A formal party will be handled at another later date. But for now, everyone, please enjoy your eve. I will send guards to protect your lands until such time as the rituals are complete and the lands can be made ready to be handled by your decisions. And with that, the nobles talk amongst themselves, minus the doppelgangers lords, of course, and get on their horses and carts and make their way to leave. The queen remains behind and looks towards your group and bows her head, and she starts to say the usual things, the congratulations to the party, but Sabbat, you don't notice this. Specifically because your crossbow seems to be glowing. And it's a glow that only you recognize. And the glow specifically shows the two symbols of two of the archdevils that serve directly under Asmodeus. The first, Barbatos, the Lord of the First, the Bearded Lord, who is also the inheritor of the death the death runes that Asmodeus makes use of. The second is Moloch, the Lord of the Sixth, the General of Hell, also the one who claims dominion over souls that are given over towards Asmodeus' service. Specifically, you're offered a blessing of either of the two lords, your choice, allowing you to get a major ability for your relic of either death or fiend or death.
Can you send me the links for those, please?
Yes, I can. But meanwhile, the queen finishes and says, I am very pleased that I have welcomed you all into my lands. I suppose all that remains is to determine exactly where Jalwar is, so we can bring him so we can punish him for harming the people of Imps Rest and for causing so much tragedy across this entire land. And
Well,
she bows
My
her head.
queen actually has an idea of where he is, so.
Do you? Well, that's good news
Yes.
then.
indeed, our next objective is to take it to one of his compatriots, who hopefully will find a more direct space for him.
Majesty, I also have something I need to add that I did not bring up in the court.
What is that?
You will want your armies to remove from all of the basements in the little town down the hill all of the explosive matter that the false lord was gathering to make his war upon you and use it against your enemies.
On top of that, I would add the plants in the garden might be of use to begin a counter, to make a counter to whatever his compatriots might be having, because these are all imported plants. So creating something to inoculate against it might be wise.
Then I will gladly do so.
Perhaps we should ask
Which
Master Mamu to assist with the inoculation.
you said
Indeed.
which one do I get? A major?
Yes, one of the major ones of either of those.
Okay.
And I think that none of them are weapons only, but let me see. I'm just looking over them real quick. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you could pick any of the major ones for death and for fiend. That one's fine. That one's fine. Yeah, it looks like that you're not restricted to any of them because some of them are armor only, but not for these, so you're good.
Mm-hmm. I have plans for this territory.
Okay. And with that, so effectively what this means is that over the course of the next month, the lands will be made rich and filled with life again as the queen helps you with restoring it to where it can be usable land. And once that happens, Sabbat has a new home, a whole palace to herself.
Ooh.
And the queen will, of course, help you over the course of the next month with getting a with the next while with getting a support staff to help you. Although you do have an entourage, so you have the basis of that already.
Yeah, we just need a full retinue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I can only take one of the major gifts for death.
Yeah.
I lack the prerequisite for one of them.
Oh, well.
Wait.
No.
Yeah. You have to take
Living death for one of them.
Right. It's either you take the living death or the which. Okay.
No, I don't have living death. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Right,
So you could only take that for death. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. But that I have a question. Does that affect everybody?
Which one?
All living creatures within 30 feet except you. So yeah, that affects everyone.
Oh god. You can activate Death Gaze with 3 actions instead of 2. If you do, it targets all living creatures within 30 feet except for you. If you have the negative healing ability, you can include yourself to be healed.
And
Yeah,
Death
which
Gaze being vision, you stare at it because rot and wither away.
basically it's 5d6 of negative damage to everything living within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the only problem is that like if the party's anywhere near that, they're gonna have to take it.
I know. That's the problem.
If they have someone with the life ability to sort of
Bounce
counter.
out.
But in either case, you can decide that. But
yeah, I can decide later.
Yep. So for now, the queen is going to look towards the group and say, well, then where shall your travels take you now?
North.
To the arenas.
Then you have a means of conveyance?
Mm.
We do.
Very well. Then leave your lands to me. I shall personally make sure that it is ready for you when you return.
To deal with the ghosts, to lay them to rest, I would like Father Callens to handle that. He is my personal ambassador for
Very
spiritual matters.
Then I shall request that she does that. That he does that, rather. And then she looks towards Costella. Costella, please forgive me for not understanding more of Varisian customs, but any Varisian ghosts or bodies, how should they be handled?
Estelle would know that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, Costella knows. Yeah, Costella knows it, and you advise the queen, and she nods and says, "Very well. Then it shall be done." Again, Lord Sabian, I didn't realize that he was still doing his terrible actions. Otherwise, I would have done something sooner. I never wanted. Well, you have a good reason to not like nobles. I understand. But I hope you know that I wish to make right what the Scarlet Queen has done wrong.
Your wishes are acknowledged, but understand that it is action that will determine how we proceed in the future.
Of course. Then, for now, I bid you farewell.
Vera speaks up to Costella. Would Mother Marussia be of much help in this situation? Sorry, as I am, again, not familiar with your people's customs, and I hate that.
I don't know, would she? Because I don't know tons about her backstory.
Well, yeah, she's definitely like the elder of her family, so she definitely would be. And if you recall, her family was invited under false pretenses.
Right.
These are her people, so yeah, she would know how best. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll put her in charge.
Okay. And at that point, you hear a clapping noise and you smell peppermint as the genie from earlier reappears and says, I am so pleased that this happened. This was the most... Trials are usually very boring, but this was so much fun. Imagine tackles, thrown objects, and, well, I was very amused. But in either case, I apologize for watching in, but I had to watch this to its conclusion. If you wish, and the genie is talking to Costella specifically, if you wish, I can have Grandmother Marussia brought in, because I sent her home, along with Copy. But I am a genie. I can bring her here. And I'm sure she wouldn't mind if it means the better, safe passage of her people's souls.
You may do that at Madame Russia's leisure.
Of course. Then I shall see if she wishes to. And as a matter of fact, I won't even charge you for this. Consider this free service, but it is the last service that I can offer. So, I wish you and yours a good day and good eve and many good wishes.
If you do wish to observe the entertainment, I would not mind having a Jin's eyes upon my axe.
And at that point, the Jinn disappears, and when he reappears, he does the genie thing from Disney's Aladdin, where he leans way in. He says, "Well, since you offered, I think I would gladly take that, and I shall watch."
Yes.
Good.
As a matter of fact,
Great.
actually, no. I'm keeping that in my belt, and with that, he reaches into his mouth, pulls out a key, and pretends like he's locking his mouth, and then he puts the key into his pocket.
Of course.
Made Robin Williams.
Too much information would spoil the fun, now wouldn't it?
Then, with that, I shall see if Maruzia wishes to come here. If not, then I shall give her instructions to the queen. And with that, he claps his hand, the smell of peppermint, and he disappears.
Incredible.
Such a lovely lady.
I was not expecting Costello to get into the good graces of a Jin, but all right, I'll take that as a very fun and strange trait of her character.
Apparently, I'm a Jen's favorite TV show.
She doesn't mind. It gives her something to do.
Right.
And it's something to tell your partner about.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
God.
is true. And with that, what is the party going to do now? Start heading on your way to the north?
Yes.
Okay. So, the party continues on your way. You gather up into the wondrous carriage of Abadar, and you make your way to the north. The train going to the... Yeah?
Hang on. How much money was in the treasury?
Oh, I did forget that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Because we would spend the day here. The next day.
Yeah, you're right. We need to make a thorough accounting.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I actually have that recorded.
I know. Let me roll back up the notes here from last week. There was at least 2,000 gold in the lockbox.
Go to hell.
So that's at least 333 each.
Well,
With the remainder of...
You said 2,000?
Yeah.
Divided by 6? Yeah, that's 333 with a third left over.
here you go.
Good God!
That's just the lockbox.
Yeah.
No, that's basically everything that you can actually take with you, because a lot of this stuff is like art.
I'd like the dagger. Please. How often I actually take things?
I want... God, I can't...
Oh my god.
I'm blanking so hard. Moxie's character... I can't remember her name off the top of my freaking head. Costella. I want her to have the bag of holding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Type 3. That is type 3.
Yeah, let me tell you what that is. A bag of holding, type 3, gives you a capacity of 100 bulk.
Jesus Christ.
These, yes, I would love to distribute these myself if that's okay.
Go for it.
Estella gets the bag of holding. Brom gets the wand of continuation.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long Yeah, that's just...
Basically, cast Stone Skin for a longer time.
What is the blood booster?
Give me a second. Blood booster.
It is a consumable. What it does is that what level is it again?
11 moderate.
Moderate. Okay. So for 10 minutes, you receive resistance, persistent bleed, persistent poison, and you lower the DC for any flat checks to end persistent bleed or persistent poison. And basically, the resistance is 10. So basically, if you're bled or poisoned, then you take 10 less damage.
Good hell.
For 10 minutes.
I think Brom's gonna end up needing...
Yeah. That's why I'm giving him the Stone Skin.
Yeah. So then the blood booster would benefit Kyranos.
Yes.
Oh, I actually forgot one other item.
Okay.
My bad. There we go. Because since you would spend the whole day... Yeah.
What does that do?
Let's find out, because I don't remember. Alright, the Choker Elocution, level 10. Okay. It gives knowledge, in this case, it gives knowledge of Jotun, basically the language of giants. You get a +1, +2 bonus to society checks, and it gives you the knowledge of 3 extra languages and full fluency. In this case, giant, demonic, and dwarven.
That I'm taking. But actually,
Also,
Astrid,
one other important part. The flat DC check to perform actions that require speech when you're deafened, like casting spells, is reduced to 3 rather than 5.
Damn.
So yeah, it's a pretty good one.
How do you feel about the spell strike ammunition?
I'm waffling on that because someone would have to do the spells for me.
Well, shit, me and Vera can do that.
Yeah.
Well,
How would you like Death Gaze ammunition?
Oh shit!
How about wait, let's see. That's a type 4.
Type
that
5.
Brom has a single shot pistol now too.
Oh yeah.
Although I've got a few spell rounds for it already.
Or how would you like blister bullets?
Oh yeah.
Let's see, up to 5, so you could get banishment bullets.
You know what upsets me? I just realized something. Costello can steal whole dungeons because of that bag of holding.
Fucking 100 bulk is insane.
Yeah, and here you want to know what's the best part?
What?
I actually looked this up when I rolled up this when I made this treasure list, and since your shadow pocket does not count as an extra dimensional space, you can put the bag of holding inside of it safely.
Yep. Yes. Because it does it. Yeah. Because I looked at that as well. I was just looking at it. It's like, no, it doesn't count as extra dimensional. It just counts as me having additional bulk.
Yeah.
It's basically it's technically another realm. It's not extra dimensional.
Well, basically, Costello won't be making black holes on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Blasty, go ahead and change Saoirse from the silver dagger to the spell strike ammunition, please.
Yeah.
Certainly. On it.
Because I'll just have you. I'll have it that she works with you guys on those.
Oh God, yes. Okay, so.
Yeah, the silver dagger can be improved with magic runes, obviously.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, but no, I actually like this idea better.
Yep. I mean,
I actually have a good idea.
I mean, fireball or moonlight ray bullets.
Yeah. And I put it in with my alchemy, just because.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a level
Mhm.
11, so I can't use it yet.
Wait,
No. The item level is.
Yeah.
no. Since it's not one you made, you can actually use it at its full power.
Okay.
You just can't recreate it until you hit level 11.
Ah. Cool.
So basically, once you use it, it's gone.
So don't use it until I can recreate it. Got it.
Or
just
I
saying.
mean, or use
just-
it when you really need it.
Yeah.
I mean, a banishment bullet just sounds fun.
Yeah.
Languages, did you say, came with the collar?
It comes with, and I'll type it out.
Comes
Let me
with
see.
your choice of side.
Mac
God.
and cheese.
Curly
Well, see, here's the
fries,
problem. I
baby.
think one of the
Mashed
languages is
potatoes.
kind of redundant since I already speak Dwarvish.
Okay, well then, since you already know it, the artifact will respond to that, and you can choose a different language instead.
Okay, where are you typing them out?
Yeah, I'm putting it in the chat. There we go.
Oh, in roll 20. Okay.
Yeah, roll 20.
Jotun, demonic.
Ooh.
So you can switch Dwarven for another language that you've heard of but don't know, or that you've encountered.
She could have encountered Strix through Saoirse.
You know, I would allow that.
How do you spell that?
Strix.
Well, there you go.
Hell yeah. So, if we split splitting the gold again.
333 each, with a remainder of 33.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, that's the 2,000. The 3,000 that we just got, we each get
God.
500.
Yeah.
so that's 830 each. 833 each plus 30 silver to
833.
Sabbat.
You know, I'm going to say this. I'm really happy for this session because I was really hoping to bring more of your lores into it, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had cool stuff to discover with their abilities.
By the way,
So,
Queen
I-
should not know Saoirse. Just
Until
saying.
now,
Yeah.
that you
Queen
just-
knows
you just-
everything.
well, she
It's
didn't
actually
know.
2 gold.
Why, she's the queen.
It's because it's 333 times 6 comes out to 1,998. I'm rounding down.
Ah.
Rounding down.
Oh yeah.
So-
So you're good. You're good to add that extra
Yeah.
to yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get 835. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
And I think we should stop in a town before we go face whatever's next.
Oh yeah, we're definitely.
Actually, guess what? That's actually a good thing for you because if you recall, thanks to Vera B getting the giant book to the Pathfinder Society, you're able to discover that Ruxvar, the fire giant who owns the arena, actually has built a mercenary. Well, not a mercenary, but basically imagine a town that is centered around the gladiatorial arena as the primary business, but it is a full town with shops and everything. And that town is, because Ruxvar is a big dumb himbo, is Fight Town.
Well,
So,
I guess
this is what
I guess
happens.
we're
Good.
going to fight. We're going to fight town.
So this is what happens. Picture this. The party, as you were riding on your train for 3 days, because it would take 3 days by your wondrous carriage to get to the Ruxvar's place, to Fight Town. The train stops a mile out, as per usual. So you head out, leaving any service staff on the train underground to basically comfort themselves and eat good food.
I mean, they
And
have the 5-star chef Astaria for them.
That's true. So having Astaria cook food for them, and you make your way towards the town. And once you do, in the middle, at the base of a mountain, you see imagine the sweeping desert winds brushing sand off of dunes, sweeping away. You have to cover your eyes and sweep the view away. And once the wind stops, so that you can actually see through the fog and haze of sand blowing your face, a full town with like mesa sandstone buildings, and in the center a large stone circular arena that stands taller than everything else, and a big sign that bears a giant that bears a in Jotun, so anybody that didn't speak Jotun or Giant can actually read it. It says, "Welcome to Fight Town. Welcome to Fight Town, where strength prevails. Present yourself to Ruxvar the Great if you wish to enter this month's tournament in 4 days." And with a card that is flipped on every day for referencing how many days are left for the next tournament. Because if you recall, Ruxvar hosts a tournament every month. And that is where we end our session for today.
Woohoo!
With Karanos
Very
signing
cool.
up for the tournament.
Of course, I think we're all ending up signing up.
No.
Yeah.
What's this we crap?
I mean,
Karanos
I mean,
sold punk.
I mean, we as in like the group as a whole. We're having people.
Okay, I was about to say, because, Sabbat would be like, no, that's why I have Brom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Also,
You can actually ask about the tournament once you get into town during our next session next year.
all I can say is, Brom, I'm getting. Let's see, a rank 4 spell for Brom. Oh.
I have plans, because if Brom wants to enter, he's representing me. Oh God, yes. But
What if Brom doesn't?
Do you want to?
I don't know.
Like, wait, Brom's figured out a fight? Oh, he's getting into the hospital for sure.
Actually, I was
What's wrong with
thinking,
Brom?
I was thinking making a twin pair of swords to use those twin rings with.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, we can do that.
I do have one quibble.
Yeah, what's
Real
up?
quick. Before we left, we would have most assuredly stopped in conversing.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, because now Sabbat is a lady of the realm. She needs her coat of arms done,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
and she would hire a standard bearer, and she would replace her entourage. 2 of them at least.
Okay, and that can gladly be done.
Replace them or promote them.
Well, yes, because she actually replaced, because Father Callan, he's going to be in charge of the church,
Administering the souls, yeah.
overseeing the new territory, and Callum, he's going to be kind of overseeing the food stores. The only one coming with me is Bench.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then this is what's going to happen. You're going to have 2 other members to your entourage with you, since 2 of them are going to be busy. Basically, they're not adventuring with you anymore. They're because they can stay on the. They have other jobs that you'll have your an entourage with you, so we can figure that out since until next year. And you and I can talk about like how long what kind of service people you're hiring. Or if you just want to like hire out a staff to assist the queen in getting your place fit and ready. But what I am going to say is that and we'll just timey-wimey that takes another day, so there'll be 3 days before the tournament instead of 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and when we meet up again sometime next year, we can continue on with the plot, because all that's left is to find out what happened to Shronda Gransnow, and deal with get Rooksvar to tell you where Jalwar is. Because if you recall, Rooksvar basically has been keeping the peace between the Cloud Giant and Jalwar in order to prevent a giant war. And so that means that he definitely knows where Jalwar is. And it's very likely that winning the tournament is the way to get that boon. And then once you do that, then you can take on Jalwar.
I took Tide of Death. That's all I needed to say.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. The other one was purely, it didn't suit me.
Fair enough.
So
I'll just have to kind of.
Oh, Tides of Death is what you took?
Yeah, Tide of Death is what I took. Which means Sabbat and Vera is going to have to coordinate. So I don't accidentally kill the party.
Yeah.
So basically, oh god, I wonder if I could theoretically figure out a way to invert. Oh god, healing wave is basically when you do Tides of Death, a healing wave in response, hitting us.
Yeah.
Hey, Fee.
It's going to get messy.
Quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm out.
Can I just get rid of the sling? Because I don't use it.
Yeah, go ahead and get rid of the sling. Sling.
I mean, if there's any upgrades on it, I would be happy to take it.
There's not.
I don't think
I have
you.
a mechanical question.
Yeah, what's up?
The 2 rings I got.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a +2 hitting sword in my right hand and a +2 damage sword in my left, and the rings cross the powers from one to the other, and I'm flinging them around in a nice big figure 8 using them both at the same time, do I get double hits for double damage on both?
No.
Yes. Mechanically, yes.
Okay, the reason why Grumpy asks is an X-Men
Go ahead, I'm
movie.
listening.
Marvel movie, Wolverine, and deflecting all the bullets, and ends up putting both swords into the bad guy in one attack.
Okay, sadly I cannot find the gif of it, but I found the preclude to it. Alright, well,
Oh yes, that feed, yes.
Alright, so good night everybody, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you start of the new year.
Alright.
Bye.